Welcome to Know This Live. I'm Zinhle Essamuah. Today, I'm joined by Senator Mazie Hirono. The senator from Hawaii was the first Asian American woman elected to the Senate and is the only immigrant serving today. She recently championed the COVID-19 Hate Crimes Act, which passed with bipartisan support to fight hate crimes against the AAPI community. She joins me now. Thank you so much for being here.
Good morning.
Good.
Aloha.
Good morning, aloha. And I want to start, I love that greeting, and I want to start on sort of a heavier note, which is the COVID-19 Hate Crimes Act. I know it aims
Yes.
to stop hate crimes against Asian Americans. Why do you think we've seen such an uptick in these hate crimes?
During the pandemic, I would say there is a causal relationship between a president who called it the China virus, his administration referring to it as the Kung flu. And so this resulted in people with animus against AAPIs to randomly attack AAPIs. And we've seen all the images. It's just horrific.
Yeah, they've been really disturbing, and we know that this bill passed with bipartisan support. While six
Yes.
Republicans initially voted against it, in the end, just one, Josh Hawley, voted against it in the final vote. Have you spoken to him since? And if so, or
No.
not, what's your message to him?
I have not spoken to him. I don't think we should spend very much time on the outlier, even among the Republicans, which is saying a lot. This bill started off with no Republican support, but as we thought about it and as it was lying on the agenda for discussion and debate and voting, more people came forward. And I worked very closely with Susan Collins to create more bipartisan support for this bill. We put in some other amendments. And ultimately, there were three amendments that were agreed to among the 20 that have been filed to basically do the bill in. We voted down the three amendments, and even those proponents of the amendments ended up voting for the bill. And this was a tremendously important sign to the AAPI community that you have the United States Senate finally standing up for and with the AAPI community, which felt really invisible and under assault.
And this is not the only step we've seen taken. I know that President Biden appointed a White House advisor and an AAPI liaison after you and Senator Duckworth called out the lack of AAPI representation. Are you satisfied with this?
Well, there's a lot more to do because we don't have any AAPIs really at the cabinet level except for Catherine Tai, and she's a trade representative, and people don't necessarily think of that as a secretary position. So there's more to be done, but I think that we came to a meeting of the minds and resulting in the appointment of Erica Moritsugu, who I know quite well, to be that person at a level, high enough level in the White House hierarchy to have the ear of the president. That is my hope. But meantime, we all have to raise our voices against this kind of discriminatory hate crimes against AAPIs. Not new. We have racism is not far below the surface in our country, and it's of course directed against the Black community, the Muslim community, Chinese, you name it, AAPI community.
And in addition to the advocacy you've done around this issue, I know that you've also been very involved with women's rights throughout your career. And you recently held tech company executives accountable, especially one report that said Facebook's ad algorithm excludes women from seeing job postings. What do you make of this report, as well as Facebook's representative before Congress being unaware of it?
You're referring, I think, to the MIT report, and we just had a hearing just now with some tech companies on these very issues. And I asked the representative from Facebook whether these kinds of discriminatory ads were in place, and she said they're doing their very best to make sure that these ads are not discriminating on the basis of age, gender, all of that. It's one of the reasons that some of us are pushing a carve out for Section 230 immunity for people to file lawsuits if they are discriminated against based on the civil rights claims.
And if this does prove to be true, that the algorithm is discriminatory, what do you want to see done?
That they should get rid of these kinds of algorithms that do this. But this is why, as I say, I think it's not the easiest thing for them to figure it out. And so I say people who are discriminated against on the basis of age, sex, the civil rights protections that we have should be able to sue these platforms. And right now they cannot. These platforms are immune from these kinds of lawsuits. So let's get rid of that. Let's have a carve out for those kinds of claims to be brought in court.
And you are a trailblazer on many fronts. You were the first Asian American woman in the Senate, and you currently are the only immigrant serving in the Senate. We saw a growing number of migrants, especially unaccompanied children, arriving at the US Mexico border in recent months. Should President Biden roll back the Trump era policies that advocates say are turning away people because of the pandemic?
I know that Joe Biden, President Biden, wants to have a humane immigration system, not the shredded, inhumane system that he inherited from the previous president. This is going to take time. He obviously needs to, in my view, um, provide more support for the Northern Triangle countries from which many of the migrants are escaping poverty, lawlessness, murder, all of that. So we need to provide more resources that were cut by President Trump. And so that's one way. We need more judges to adjudicate the claims for asylums. There's a huge backlog. He needs to find either relatives or vetted sponsors for the children who are in our facilities. There are so many things that he's got to do to create a humane immigration system. And of course, I am all for a comprehensive immigration reform so that the 11 million or so undocumented people in our country will have a pathway to citizenship.
And in addition to this issue, you have been vocal about addressing sexual assault in the military. I know that New York Senator Kirsten Gillibrand is putting forward a bill that would remove military commanders from a role in prosecuting sexual assault within
Mhm.
the ranks. Do you support this bill?
Oh, yes, I've been a co sponsor of this bill from the very beginning. And General Austin put together a commission, a 90-day commission, and they will be making recommendations. And one of those recommendations, I think, will be that the decision to either investigate or prosecute sexual assault, sexual harassment in the military should be taken out of the chain of command, something that the Pentagon has always resisted doing. So I will continue to support those efforts because in spite of some of the changes we've made to how the military deals with the scourge of sexual trauma in the military, is still there, is still a scourge, and I think we need to take bigger steps.
And in addition to your advocacy and your work as a senator, you also just published a memoir. And in your new memoir, Heart of Fire, An Immigrant Daughter's Story, you talk about your persistence in growing your career. And you specifically talked about your male colleagues calling you a quote unquote ice queen, which some might take as derogatory, but you didn't. How do you take it?
I took it as an acknowledgement that if they try to hassle me or harass me or even hit on me, that I wouldn't respond. So that's fine with me. That if we just get on to the work that I wanted to do, that was a okay by me.
And you also speak about your mom, who brought you and your siblings to America from Japan. What lessons from her do you bring to Congress?
Oh, certainly to take risks. And these are some of the life lessons that I particularly learned from my mother over the years. One is that one person can make a difference because my mom, through her courageous risk taking, totally changed my life by bringing me to a country that I didn't know anything about. So one person can make a difference. Half the battle is showing up. And that is not just physically showing up, but that determination to keep you on course. And that was certainly my mom as she worked in low paying jobs with no benefits to take care of us. And the third is to take risks. She took a huge risk by bringing us to this country where we started with basically one suitcase and nothing much else. And so I learned a lot of uh, determination from her, and yeah, that's really my guiding light. My mom and what she did, and I've told her. Sadly, she's passed in the last month, but I told her there's nothing I can do that is as hard as what she did to bring 3 children to this country to take care of us and create a better life for us.
That's powerful, and I'm sorry about your loss as well. And we've covered a lot today, right? We've talked about Asian American hate crimes. We've talked about potentially derogatory, or excuse me, discriminatory algorithms, and much, much more. What, if anything, gives you hope right now, and what's fueling the work that you're doing?
For one thing, we have a new president who actually cares, who takes responsibility for getting things done. We have Democrats in control of both the House and the Senate, so we can now maybe get some things done. And if the Republicans choose not to work with us, then I would say we should basically get rid of the filibuster so we can pass policing reform, we can pass, protect people's right to vote, and all of the things that are on the agenda, including comprehensive immigration reform. So if I didn't constantly have hope, I wouldn't be doing what I do.
Well, we thank you, Senator Hirono, for making the time because I know you have a very packed schedule. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Everyone, take care, stay safe, be kind. Aloha.
Aloha, and I hope everyone who's watching does stay safe and stay well. This has been Know This Live. I'm Zinhle Essamuah.